Hello, this is Beth from the Gateway Library. I'm going to show you how to use one of our big search engines called OneSearch, and you'll find that from the Gateway Library page in the blue box. So I consider this kind of a mega search engine because it searches a lot of different resources that we own in addition to some that are public domain. So databases, it searches through books in our catalog. Even if we have DVDs or streaming media, it searches through that. So the big problem that students have when using this one is it gives them almost too many results because it searches everything. So we work a lot about narrowing topics down and how to get the best information out of this mega search engine by narrowing. So my topic today is going to be diabetes. And I'm just going to put that in there. My professor said I have to get 3 scholarly articles. My professor didn't say it had to be peer-reviewed, but some of them might be. So let's just take a look on the left and see how we can narrow it down. So diabetes is a pretty broad topic, so you're going to want to definitely narrow it down a little bit more. If you feel more comfortable searching within specific databases, one at a time, you can also go to the ones they recommend or go to our database page on our website and you can search by different topics on there. So I'm going to go ahead and say I just want fully available online electronic resources. I can find books in there, but right now I'm just looking for electronic resources. I want it to be scholarly. And my professor didn't say it had to be peer reviewed, so I'm just going to leave that blank. But as you can see, some of these are already coming up as peer reviewed. So I've got a lot of options still. So I'm going to still need to go down here and probably narrow it a little bit. So I want it to be a journal article. And let's see how else I can read. Maybe within the last year, so it's current. Let's see how I'm doing. So now I'm down to still, about 56,000 results. So I can go through here and start looking for things about diabetes, but it's still pretty general. So I'm doing some research on diabetes and let's just do depression. So let's do a search on that. So using the Boolean search logic, I use the and word to connect those. So only articles that have both those words in them are going to come up, and it's narrowed it down now to about 1,700 results. So now I can start looking in here and seeing what articles look like they may be good for my research. So this one might be good. It says it's a new cadre support team-based diabetes and depression. I'm going to open that one up. And this brings me to one of our databases called Gale. So you have access to a couple hundred databases, within Gateway's collection. And you won't know which database it's pulling from necessarily. This one is nice because it gives you the citation. You can also export the citation to our Noodle Tools option for doing your bibliography, and all kinds of different things for you to do. You can email the article to yourself. You can print it from here. You can make highlights and notes on it. So, Gale's a nice database because it's pretty streamlined and there's all these options up at the top for you. So that's one article. And I know that it's scholarly because it's coming from the journal, an academic journal, and it also says that it's peer-reviewed, which is great. So I'm going to keep going. This one's diabetes and depression, bi-directional phenomenon. So let's take a look at that one. And this one's coming from Free Accessible Journal. So sometimes when it takes you out to the free things, it may not direct you to it exactly. So you might have to do a search for it within their search engine. So sometimes those are great, but you have to do a little bit more searching on those. And I'm going to keep going down. This one's peer-reviewed. Type 2 diabetes, American Diabetes Association. And you can see that you have lots of options. And the more that you keep adding terms, the more you can just keep narrowing down your search. So that's just a quick informational session on OneSearch. You can also narrow down here by language if you want to change your languages. And if you really want a certain database because you're more comfortable using that database, you can narrow it down by the specific database. There's also some options up here to do an advanced search. If you want to do an advanced search, lots of different ways to narrow down in this advanced search.